A man buys an abandoned warehouse for $20,000, trying to get lucky with a billion-dollar treasure. The warehouse was full of junk and dust. Next thing you know, there's some broken water bottles and vegetable baskets. Disheartened, he lifted the white cloth and found a coffin underneath. For $20,000, he bought a coffin. It's a bit of bad luck, but what he didn't know, this coffin is a treasure that rich people want to get with all their money. Jack thought the coffin would contain an ancient corpse, but when he opened it, he found nothing. Just a bunch of unintelligible clockwork and gears. He was furious and went to the old lady who sold the warehouse. The old lady says in a profound way that he's found a great treasure. Obviously, at this point Jack hadn't realized what the coffin was for. He thinks he's going to be out of food for months. He took the coffin home and photographed it with his camera. He was going to put it up on the internet to see if anyone would buy it. He called his two best friends, a double-legged Mike and another friend, Mark. After Jack's observation, he felt that this coffin was not traditionally used to store corpses. The cogs in a key were enough to prove it. In order to see what this coffin really does, Jack was going to experiment with his own fish, but his two best friends volunteered to experience the coffin themselves. They soon discovered that the coffin could release their souls directly. They can fly out of their bodies in a transparent state. Mike, who was handicapped, was able to stand up. Seeing the coffin's miraculous function, the two best friends were glowing with excitement. Each of them had his own plan to do something bad. Mark started to use his out-of-body experience to go out and steal, and Mike went to Mark's girlfriend's house that night. He came to Anna's side. Without knowing it, Mark kept on doing bad things, and he didn't appreciate Anna's love. Jack, who had only passed through the coffin once, he soon developed a nosebleed. He asked his friends if they had any symptoms. They still want to use the coffin to do bad things. They said they were fine. Jack thought it was impossible, because the fish he was experimenting on had gone to heaven at some point. Jack was studying the mystery of the coffin, suddenly felt a sharp pain in his head. He took a picture with his camera. He noticed a pinhole in the back of his neck. At that moment, a black shadow suddenly flashed beside him. He immediately followed it. Then he saw a horrible scene.